What is a theory of change? Let's look at both words. The change in a theory of change is the change that an organization hopes to make in the world, and the theory is their idea of how this will happen. A theory of change helps an organization better understand what it is trying to achieve. In order to begin to understand what a theory of change is, let's start with a story. One day, looking around your living room, you realize you have a big problem. There is no place to put coats. You think, I'm ready for a change in here, and imagine a solution, a beautiful and functional wardrobe. Now everyone will have a place to put their coats. You look online and find the perfect one. You order it, but when it arrives, you realize there is some assembly required. Furthermore, when you open the box, you find no instructions. No problem. You are a smart person. Surely you can figure it out. With visions of your beautiful wardrobe in mind, you make a plan. You set aside some time, gather tools, enlist a helper, and get started. You soon find out that there are a lot of pieces in this box, and it's hard to know which ones go where. You start with the pieces that seem easiest to fit together. But then what do? You don't make a lot of progress. Your wardrobe isn't turning out to be quite what you imagined, and you're wasting a lot of time and energy. Frustrated, you take a step back and consider your work. You think, my plan isn't working. I know what I want to build, and I've gathered the time, tools, and help to get this done, but I don't know how the pieces fit together. What if I could imagine the finished wardrobe in front of me and somehow take it apart piece by piece? By working backwards, I could see how my box of pieces fits together. So you try it. First, you see that there are three main parts: doors, drawers, and a cabinet. If you have these three pieces built, you can make the wardrobe. Now that you've separated the doors and drawers from the cabinet, you see that the cabinet has two parts, the top and the bottom. If those two parts aren't put together correctly, then the doors and drawers won't fit. Now that we have each part separated, we can see the individual pieces that each is made of. If you are missing any of these pieces, then you won't be able to complete the wardrobe. By the time you've finished working backwards, deconstructing the wardrobe, you've created a diagram of all the essential pieces at multiple stages that are needed to build the wardrobe. With this theory in hand, you can start your work of putting it together. Now you might be thinking, that's all well and good, but I'm working in a nonprofit, not building a wardrobe. Building a wardrobe is easy compared to the work of nonprofits. Building a wardrobe has a clear goal, discrete pieces, and one right way to put it together. It's easy to see when you didn't put it together right. Nonprofits, however, are continuously figuring out how to best address the most complex problems in our society. There is no one right answer, and it's hard to know if they are doing the best they can. Whether building a wardrobe or addressing world hunger, a theory of change helps a nonprofit better understand what it is trying to achieve. The ultimate goal a nonprofit is trying to achieve is described in its mission and vision statements. These statements guide all the work that a nonprofit does. Let's pretend the person in the story was a nonprofit. In our story, the nonprofit sees a big problem. There's no place to put coats in the living room. Their mission is to build something to put coats in. Their vision is a living room where everyone has a place to put their coats. The nonprofit had a clear understanding of what it was trying to achieve in the end, a wardrobe. But it wasn't enough to just start working with the end in mind. Our nonprofit needed more intermediary goals. Nonprofits, like the person in our story, do create plans for the actions they are going to make towards their goals. The largest of these is the strategic plan. In our story, the nonprofit made a plan to build the wardrobe, setting aside time, gathering tools, and finding a partner to help. These were all good, prudent decisions, but the wardrobe wasn't built. It would have been better to understand how the wardrobe went together first, and then, with that in mind, make plans to do it. There is often a kind of gap between the actions and the mission of a nonprofit. The actions are related to the mission, but how exactly? What connects the actions to each other? Are they the right actions to make towards the mission and vision? Do we have everything we need to make these actions? Would other actions be better? A theory of change is a powerful tool that helps an organization articulate the connection between their actions and their mission using the language of outcomes. A theory of change helps you define your intended outcomes and the connections between them, identify the why and how of your organization, create a foundation for evaluation, program development, organizational change, or strategic planning. Communicate more effectively with internal and external stakeholders. In the next module, we will look at real-world examples of theory of change and how nonprofits used it.